Yo, what's good, my nephews and nieces? This is your favorite Uncle Demi, and today I have another special banger for you, right? Today I'm gonna give you my updated off-ball settings, but before we get into the video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, as like of the video, push the video to the recommended, and of course subscribe and put you a noti gang for my daily uploads. Without further ado, let's hop straight into the video. Okay, so I don't want to be long-winded here, so let's just kind of get through this. Now, the big thing is first you want to look at your coaches. And right now I use Phil Jackson. Okay, of course I'm using Phil Jackson. I have a lot of 100 overall cards. I don't really need much of a boost on the defensive side. I do not know if you are at 99 on defense and then your coach gives you a +4 or 6 or whatever. Does that actually push it past that? I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's Phil Jackson. It's a Galaxy Opal. Dark Matter, and that's the one I've been rocking with ever since I had him. But if you do not have Phil Jackson, or if you're not carrying a lot of 100 overall cards that basically have 99 everything, the two coaches you definitely want to look at is going to be, number one is going to be Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers has on-ball defensive IQ a +4, lateral quickness attribute a +4, speed a +4, and it gives you +4 to your three-point shot and a +4 to your block attribute, okay? He is extremely good. I've been using him for the longest until Phil Jackson came into play. And then the next coach after him, if you don't have Doc Rivers, I would recommend going with Tyronn Lue, as he will give you a +4 to your acceleration and your three ball still, which is big, but your strength, hands attribute is also getting a +4. So these two are the ones you definitely want to take a look at if you do not have him. The only other person that I would think about using would be Jerry Salone. Jerry Salone is also a really good one because he gives you, again, on-ball defensive IQ of a +4. He gives you +4 to your three ball, and he helps out your layup and dunk and your hustle. So again, those three are that you want to use. You can experiment, look at your lineup, see where you feel like the best benefit will come, but those are the individuals you would definitely want to look at. I do not recommend using any other coaches that give you like this on opponents, like that doesn't help, right? These little badge triggers, that doesn't help. Go to coaches that give you the attributes, okay? But now let's go to the actual settings. So the big thing that I have changed is, one, now my on-ball defense is on smothered. One thing I've realized is that it really helps a lot with these pick and rolls, as your defensive or your AI is now really trying to be attached to the ball handler, which really kind of prevents as much of that Jamal Murray behind the back screen tease that people use. So you want to make sure now that you use smothered, but do not play full court press. I want to stress that. Do not full court press with on-ball pressure smothered, because I will say 60-70% of the time the offensive player will get past your point guard, and it's just going to cause your whole defense to collapse. So I just play half court. I do not try to full court press, because I have tried doing full court with smothered, and I'm telling you right now, it just completely collapses your defense once the ball handler gets past the defender and he's running down the court, and now you're trying to get another guy and trying to stop that ball, and then he just dots him in the corner for a three. So I do not recommend that. But smothered off ball pressure, I will do moderate, and I'm doing moderate is because backdoors are still a thing that people are continuously using. But you also do not want to put yourself in position to where someone with a quick release can just get the ball and shoot in front of you. So I do not recommend doing tight, because you'll get hit by backdoors, and I do not recommend doing gap, as now there's a lot of releases, shooters on the game that if you're playing gap, they can pass it there and get the shot off in time before you are able to get there and recover. So I would go ahead and stay on moderate. All right, again, switch all on all ball screens. Very important here to make sure you do that. Make sure your point guard, you should be able to have a big center now. A point guard that plays center. Nikola Jokic, you got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar now. You just want to make sure everything's on switch all, okay? By switching all, this helps on those screens where people are trying to use to do fades on. I'm telling you right now, this is a really, 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 really important thing to do. So make sure you're on switch all. On your direction, you want to force them in the middle, right? Now, the good thing is that It says positives, good to use if your teammates are in gap coverage or on the perimeter. Well, one thing I realized is that even on moderate, it still works. And then in the negative, it says it allows for paint penetration when opening up passing lanes and hinder rotations. I just don't see that happening enough. So again, having your AI force everybody to the middle is going to be important, because yes, even if you're not in gap, you are still going to get a lot of passes and a lot of ball handlers dribbling into you, which you get the steal. Now on the hedge, I do have soft hedge, but as you can tell, that doesn't matter because we're on switch all. So again, you see the options of these are just going to be disabled because you don't need them anymore. On ball screen with the center, you still want to switch all. All right. Stay attached. This is going to be automatic. The defender will stay attached to their matchup according to the team scheme, which again, the team scheme is switch all. All right. Now, post. This is important because this right here at the 3/4, do not go automatic. You want to go 3/4. And you see on 3/4, what they're going to do is the post defender will play on the inside shoulder of the offensive player with his back to the key. So what that does is it basically eliminates any inside passing. Your centers are going to intercept it every time, okay? And you're still able to get your rebounding when need be. I think that is the big thing here that a lot of people just sleep on the post, because what happens is, especially when you get the switch and I got the point guard, you know, down there on the center, if you're going to put right here and get behind, he's just going to drop step you, right? But if you go right here at 3/4, he's still going to have to take his time to make sure he makes a solid pass down there to the paint, or your AI will intercept the ball, okay? Off ball screen, same thing, switch everything. People hate this too because, you know, now they're trying to run plays and they said the screen doesn't really matter, we're switching it, right? So when people are trying to do all those little cheesy 3-point play setups, this right here completely messes it all up because you're not even worried about being screened, you're just switching everything anyway, okay? Double team perimeter, I put this on manual. I do not want nobody double teaming. Same thing on double team post, it's on manual. I do not want any double teaming. Now, pre-rotate, I say yes, right? When the ball is on the wing or in the corner, the lower weak side defender will come over to load up the strong side of the floor. So basically, this is just like simple defense 101, right? If the ball is on the other side of the basket and you're a defender, you know, you just want to make sure you just step down to help weak side. You're not going all the way down, and the individual is not going to be able to throw the ball all the way across because you're going to get the interception. So it is a good thing to do because it also helps on the weak side rebounding. It just helps on if you're able to bait and then get onto that person and then try to get a little steal. It helps a lot. So you want to pre-rotate. I see some people saying don't do that, and I think I 100% disagree. All right, switch rules off ball. Of course, on guards, your guards switch everything. If it's an option, switch everything, okay? Screen help rules, help and no rotation. So again, the initial man will come over to stop the roller, but there will be no rotation behind him. So this just basically means when people set a screen on the fast break, and then, you know, it just so happens that, you know, there's another center in the paint or your defender's in the paint too. So he basically will come over and help just prevent the little dunk, but no one else is moving to let the shooters shoot, right? We're not giving up the three. If you just have, as you see in this illustration, you see the circle right there by the paint, and then you see X moving over to help. Now, if circle's at 3-point line, there wouldn't be any help. But since he is down there, he will help to prevent the dunk. And to me, that's what I want. I don't want any rotation. I just want that to be the issue. Now, drive rules, no help. Obviously, there's not going to be any help on the drive rules. We do not want to give up the three. And again, this right here is all predicated on you, though. You should be help if you're playing off ball. You should be making sure you're down there on the defensive side. If you're not trying to play the passing lanes, you definitely want to make sure you are to the closest defender by the basket to prevent driving dunks or just to try to bait, okay? Cutter help rules. This is another thing. When people try to do back doors, you do not want to try to help unless you are controlling that player and you're just trying to bait. But remember, we don't want to give up a three. So you'd rather get up a 2 than a 3, so it's no help, okay? Extended pressure, this is automatic. We're not doing that. Remember, this is something we're not going to do. But this is the setting right here where people always ask and say, hey, how do you have your point guard guarding somebody full court? This is what you would do. But you have to take off your settings and switch all and all that stuff, and then there'll be an option to where you can do that. But to me, I just don't want to do that because I just don't want to get beat down the court. Down screens, again, is switch everything. Dribble handoff is switch everything. back screen is switched. As you can see, flare screen is switched. We're switching everything. And of course, on transition, we do not want to give up any threes. So again, we'll just give up the 2, all right? So there you have it. These are the new updated defensive off-ball settings. Let me know in the comment section what you think. But other than that, it's your favorite old head, Uncle Demi. I'll be back really soon with the banger, man. You know, when I say back soon with the banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.